at this one. Nuria, have a look at this one. This is some Muslim woman saying, I want your thoughts on this. As a woman, of course, we might dislike polygamy as women, but we have to accept it's a man's Islamic right. Talk about ingrained misogyny. Inbuilt.
You can say that again.
It's a man's Islamic right, and you have no say in it. Screw you, women. You have no say in this. Who your husband gets to bang, you have no say in that. You might dislike it, but sorry, zip it, shush. You can't stop him from getting what's permissible for him. It's not a good enough excuse for divorce either. So basically,
that
suck it up. So basically, suck it up. So I mean, this is what do they call ingrained misogyny or inbuilt?
Internalized.
Internalized misogyny.
Internalized. Yeah.
I mean, where does honestly, it go?
You know what? It's just sad. It's really, really sad. Like, I don't even feel angry when I read this. I feel sad because for you to have to think like that and for you to be able to write something like that and genuinely believe it and resign yourself to that like little subdued position where you have no respect, it really is like you lack self-respect. I'm sorry. I am so sorry to say that, but this level of internalized misogyny, which allows you to say, I am worth 1/4 of what my husband is allowed, and I'm happy with that. I'm comfortable in this position, and it's not a good enough reason for me to assert my own kind of self-worth and self-respect and tell him to, like, you know, toodaloo, I'm out of here. I don't agree with this. No, because it's come straight from the direct command of your Lord, your God. How do you challenge God's authority? You can't. It's such a... So if God is the ultimate master and you're the slave, you're in a position now where your husband is the master intermediary between God and you, and you're just literally a piece of property. But the fact that I mean, honestly, it gets me every time. I see pictures of like women in hijab and an abaya, and they're trying to take a selfie, but their whole face is covered. And then they're saying that the feminism in 2022 is messed up. And we're just like, mate, you can't even show your face in 2022. You can't even show your nose in 2022. And you're trying to discuss it? Like, we have a serious problem. The fact that you think I am literally like the scum of the earth because I can show my face or I do show my face in this day and age is because of thinking like this. It's perpetuated by this. In Islam, you're so relegated from the beginning. You're so erased from society to the point where you're not even in control of your own house. You share your house amongst 4 other people who you are just like all responding to one master, and you're happy with that. So you have no control. You've just got to sit there and, like, you know, play your part and you're erased from society. You're erased in the home life. What do you have left to fulfill your husband's sexual needs on the one night that is allocated to you out of the other 3? Like, what?
And what if we were living in the age of sex slavery as well, like only up until 200 years ago? Your turn might never come.
Yeah, that might be a good thing if the man is, you know, anything like Muhammad, Omar, or Abu Bakr. I would wish my night would never come.
No, Muhammad used to go to all his wives in one night. There's a famous hadith.
Oh, damn it. I forgot how powerful the man was. Sorry, Muhammad. You did, didn't you? One night and one bath.
One bath, yeah. So, you know, like you're all sharing all the juices in it.
Lovely, jubbly. God knows what's getting passed around here at this rate.
But Nuria, but it's not just, you know, Muslims also say it's a religion of nature, deen fitrat, meaning whatever our nature is, Islam is in line with it. Like, it's in our nature to be clean. Therefore, Islam teaches you to be clean. I mean, that's just stating the obvious, yeah? Like, it's in my nature to eat food when I'm hungry. Islam tells you, hey, eat food. Whoa, duh, I didn't know that, right? Anyway, so it's a circular BS argument. But that argument itself actually falls apart on this particular issue because sexual jealousy is a natural phenomenon. We all know that it's real. Yes, we come from different. We are sexually jealous for different reasons. For example, males look at their female counterparts as, hey, this is my. Sorry for the lack of better term, but I'm talking on evolutionary scale, not necessarily on social scales. But those behaviors still transcend on our social behaviors. But like, this is my partner or my property. I'm the only one who reserves the right to make babies with her. That's the general, all social animals. This is the kind of evolutionary reason behind it. Females are also sexually jealous, but not because if they find out that their man is sleeping with someone else. It's not because of that, but it's because of the fact that, hey, now my resources, this man has limited resources, so those resources should come to my offsprings with him, but now they are going to be shared with other women's offsprings. So therefore, she becomes jealous of that. So either way, the result is sexual jealousy. Neither partner wants their counterpart to go and sleep around or make more babies, etc. That's the reason. So it's natural for sexes to be sexually jealous, to have sexual jealousy. So how is that a religion of nature? Because am I right though? Like, females are also, why don't they want, like, I mean, if Allah commanded men to have multiple sexual partners, or for men, if Allah allowed men to have multiple sexual partners, why do women actually, is that true that women do get they do feel sexual jealousy?
Yeah, of course. Just like the same way men do. Definitely. If you have a established relationship with somebody and you're intimate like that, of course, like a woman would, as you said, like it serves an evolutionary biological purpose as well. But on the flip side, when you talk about fitrat, which in Islam is like nature, saying that everybody is naturally born inclined to be Islamic, in terms of like the deepest things within my heart and my mind and my everything is naturally gravitating towards Islam. So me being in this state right now as an apostate atheist is fundamentally against human nature, according to the Islamic viewpoint. But again, this is the problem with religion, particularly Abrahamic religions. But what they've done to women is, if you talk about Islam being natural or in your nature, to tie a woman down as well, to put this emphasis. We're learning more and more now as society is evolving, science is progressing, medicine's progressing, and these taboos are breaking down. We're starting to talk more and more about women's sexuality now, and trying to lift this taboo of it, and trying to say, no, women also enjoy sex and they're allowed to enjoy sex, and women don't necessarily want to be monogamous, or nor have we maybe always been that way. It has just been so heavily pushed on us as a social construct that that's what we do, and we are loyal to one partner, and men are more, they're playboys and whatever. No, it's not like that as well. Women, I think now, again, going back to Judaism for a second, just looking at Orthodox Judaism, what comes out of there is in their actual Talmud, which is why they initially didn't want women to read it. It's only the men that were supposed to study it. They forbade women from studying it, which is changing now in this day and age. Again, that's how long it's taken. But basically, the rabbis, in all of their writings and commentaries, they seem to think that there's something about women that makes them prone to sexual misbehavior. So they think that if we were left to our own devices, we would be sleeping around and having sex and be a lot more promiscuous. So everything that they've conjured up is to basically suppress that. So they'd say, you're not allowed to sing because that's seductive and tempting. Exactly like similar things to what Muhammad's saying, don't walk too loudly, don't wear high heels, so men don't get attracted. Because Muhammad says, don't
talk politely.
To men, because it might attract them. And it's the same thing in also. So they're not allowed to even own their own hair. That has to be shaved off, so they don't have no pride. And the only person that is allowed to see their hair, so they have a wig and then they take it off, is their husband. The only person.
Really?
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
It's also Orthodox Judaism. This is what.
Judaism. Okay, right. I was like, hey, does that exist in Islam?
Yeah,
I've never heard of that.
No. So where they're wearing wigs to cover their actual hair, which is usually shaved, Islam has just covered the whole thing up, right?
Islam came up with a slightly better idea.
It's slightly like you just cover it up. Don't forget the hair.
Actually, no.
At least with a wig, they can still feel like confident enough.
Sexy.
But when Aisha or somebody lost a bit of her hair once and she asked the Prophet if she could get extensions, the Prophet was like, no, that is one of the biggest, worst things you could do, apparently, or something.
It's because of this.
Any woman that wears fake hair or something.
It's because of this, Nuria.
Yeah.
Jews and Christians do not dye their hair, so differ from them. So whatever they do the opposite.
Yeah. But there's also another time where some woman was a really young woman or a girl, she was about to get married or something, but she had a condition where all her hair came off, and somebody approached the Prophet and said, can she wear extensions or a wig? And the Prophet said, no, that's one of the worst sins she could do. How he forbade any woman from wearing any fake hair. But anyway, you get the same thing, right? In Judaism, you can't mess with your eyebrows. You're not allowed to change what God gave you. You're meant to do this purification.
That's why tattooing.
Yeah, and exactly. No tattooing, exactly. But what I'm trying to say is this: what we're learning now about female sexuality is it's all getting flipped on its head. Keeping a woman as one of 4 wives for one man, with her main purpose being to make babies, is not in natural accordance with what a woman's natural nature tells her to do. That's not how women think or operate. We were told monogamy. Sorry.
Even the wives of the Prophet, even they felt there's so many stories of them being jealous and backbiting and gossiping against each other, and
also having each other's backs and saying, "Dude, he's taking the mick now." Really? Because again, that's natural. That's what women do. And they were obviously, Muhammad just set that into like stone. He left that precedent behind when he said, nobody can marry my wives after I'm dead. And again, that comes out of, as you said, that natural sexual jealousy that this is mine. But yeah, he ruined womankind forevermore. If you like these videos and want to support me in my activism, then you can support me on Patreon or PayPal. Stay free, everyone.